The BS6 version of the Maruti Suzuki S Cross comes with a whole lot of changes. Now it might not look so from the outside, but skin deep this is a whole different car. So what are those changes that we're talking about? Let's find out. Design for the 2020 S Cross remains identical and there are no changes apart from the missing DDIS badges. The main draw is at the front with the toothy chrome metal grille that gives the S Cross some SUV intentions. The sharp looking crystalline headlights get a lot of busy elements and come with projector beams and DRLs as well. Adding to the crossover looks is the thick cladding outlining the air dam and the fog lamps with a bash plate taking center place. On the sides, the cladding continues. You get this nice strong shoulder line giving it some character, and adding further to the looks are these 16-inch machined alloy wheels wrapped in fat 215 section rubber. The rear is the most hatchbackish part of the S Cross, with only the skid plates trying to make it stand out. Overall, the S Cross is a good looking crossover and has enough presence even though it's not a full-sized SUV. The best part about getting into the S Cross is that you can just walk into it. It's neither as high as SUVs or as low as sedans or hatchbacks. Now once you're in, the seats are very comfortable, you've got the right kind of support, and that low dash means you get very good visibility. While it's a clean dashboard layout with the big 7-inch screen, the design layout looks a little dated. What also does not help is the all black layout with no dual tone colors. Quality of plastics is acceptable and nothing to complain about. With an overall length of 4300 mm and a wheelbase of 2600 mm, the S Cross is a reasonably large car and space was never going to be an issue. As you can see, I've got plenty of legroom here, and seating 3 people here abreast will be reasonably comfortable. But what's lacking though is the under thigh support, which could be better, and you don't get aircon vents for the rear passengers either. Boot space is 353 litres, which can expand to a massive 810 litres with the seat back completely folded. Apart from practical storage places all around, you also get a 60-40 split to make things more convenient. The S Cross gets a bunch of features like LED projector headlamps and DRLs, 16-inch alloy wheels, leatherette upholstery, auto headlamps and wipers, keyless entry, a 7-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a rear view camera and cruise control. Standard safety equipment on the S Cross includes dual airbags, ABS, ISOFIX child seat mounts, rear parking sensors, front seat belt reminders and a high-speed alert system, along with a hill hold assist function for the automatic variants. Now talking about the engines, this is where the biggest changes have taken place. Now initially the S Cross came with 2 diesel engines, a 1.6 litre and a 1.3 litre DDIS engine. Unfortunately, in a bid to keep costs down, the 1.6 litre engine was axed. And now in its BS6 avatar, the 1.3 litre DDIS engine has also been laid to rest. So what's powering the car right now? What you get now is the 1.5 litre naturally aspirated petrol engine that also does duty in the Ciaz, Ertiga and the XL6. The K15B motor pushes out 105 bhp and 138 Nm of torque. The engine comes with a 5-speed manual gearbox, and for the first time the S Cross also gets a 4-speed automatic option. This is the 4-speed auto that we're driving now. While driving normally, the engine feels refined and the upshifts and downshifts are smooth. But step things up and the 4-speed torque converter starts to show its limitations. it's just too slow to respond and nowhere as quick as the other CVTs and the twin clutch automatics out there. We're now driving the manual version of the S Cross, and this car comes with a 5-speed manual gearbox. Now right off the bat, this car feels a lot more responsive. It pulls a lot harder when you downshift as compared to the 4-speed automatic. Now the shift action is also quite positive. There's none of the notchiness that you had in the earlier car, and the clutch action is quite light, but it could do with a little more feel. It feels stronger at low revs, pulling the car effortlessly. Post 3000 RPM, there is even a spike in power delivery, which makes progress a little bit quicker. That being said, you need to work this engine pretty hard to get the S Cross moving briskly. But then it sounds a little harsh at high revs, though it's not something that will bother most users. The S Cross also gets Maruti's mild hybrid technology, which includes a dual battery setup, which assists the engine with start-stop function and generates additional pulling power, thereby taking some load off the engine, and in turn reducing the fuel consumption. Now talking about fuel efficiency, the petrol manual is rated at 18.55 kilometers per liter according to ARAI, and this automatic petrol is rated at 18.43 kilometers per liter, which is not bad for a 4-speed automatic. Now the S Cross, being a crossover, will have to deal with city road conditions and plenty of bad road conditions should you decide to take it off the beaten path. Considering that, the S Cross has a well-judged suspension setup. Ride comfort is good with a supple and planted feel that absorbs all but the nastier potholes on the road. Factor in the generous 180 mm ground clearance and the S Cross can handle broken roads without stress. High-speed behavior is excellent as well, and the car feels planted at triple-digit speeds. We didn't get to test the outright fun factor on a tight mountain road, but the S Cross impresses with how it balances comfort and dynamics. Prices for the new S Cross start at Rs 8.39 lakhs and goes up till 12.39 lakhs for this top of the line automatic variant, and it goes up against the likes of the Nissan Kicks and the Renault Duster amongst others. Now it might not have the SUV appeal of some of its competition, but it makes up for that with its value for money pricing. So if you're in the market for a comfortable family car but are a little short on cash for that favorite SUV, the S Cross fills that gap nicely.